With the oil pump installed, with a new gasket and secured, we're ready to put the oil pan on. So we put the gasket in place. Do not glue the gasket onto the block, because if you have to take it off, it's going to be very difficult. But you can seal the corners with sealer or ultra black or one of those products. Once the oil pan's installed, we flip the engine over carefully and block it so it's straight, and inspect the deck where the heads will be torqued on. Make sure that's all clean, yeah, we're ready to put the cylinder heads on. When you put the gaskets on, make sure they're the right way. Usually it's a righting up, and put them over the dowels, making sure that no debris gets caught or anything like that. And we already cleaned the deck, so we're getting ready to inspect the heads to make sure they're clean on the bottom, and the correct head that we marked on disassembly is going to go on the correct bank of cylinders. So we've cleaned the cylinder head bolts with the wire wheel on the threads, and if it says to put sealer on, we have. That would be in the instructions in the manual. We've looked up the correct torque sequence and the correct torque instructions with that are in the Mitchell on Demand or whatever, and we torque the heads on according to those instructions. First one and then the other. Now it's time to install the lifters, and we get a good oil can that we can fit in the oil hole of the hydraulic lifter, and carefully get as much oil in there as you can. That'll really help on startup. So we use engine oil and pump it in the oil hole until we get oil coming out the top. And when oil comes out the top, that means we've purged all the air out of the cylinder. Of course, this is a brand new hydraulic lifter, and you need to put brand new hydraulic lifters onto the cam. If you mix up old lifters, it'll wear the cam out in a very short order. So we've selected brand new lifters so that we won't have any problem there. So once you get all the oil out, you prepare the lifter to go in by putting some grease on the bottom, recommended grease because it's a sliding contact, and then you install it. Well, now we have all the lifters installed. We'll put the push rods in and then torque the rocker arms to specifications. Some engines, they're adjustable. This particular engine, they're not. So there's a torque specification on the rocker arm nuts, and we adhere to that and torque the rocker arm nuts to specifications. Well, we've given our 302 a paint job, and now we're getting ready to put the frost plugs and cam plug in. Of course, install all the peripherals, the harmonic balancer and so on. So when you're installing the frost plugs, you tap them in gently with a driver. You can put sealer on the frost plugs on the outside as they contact the bore in the frost plug hole. To finish off, we're going to install the cam plug, and make sure it goes in evenly. Do not rush any of these jobs. Do not rush anything, any part of an engine rebuild job. And there it is in place. You can see a little bit of old sealer there. It looks like new sealer, but that's sealer from a previous installation. You can use sealer if you want. I don't think it's necessary. And that about does it. We've covered all aspects of engine rebuilding. Now it's just the fun part of putting all the peripherals on, as I said, with the harmonic balancer. And we installed the intake manifold. There wasn't a picture there, but it was again torqued to specifications from the inside crisscross out, and then we're done. That's an engine rebuild.